Good evening. Today of the Swaraj Infra information of the transformers. Now there are the uh, vector group in transformer. There are the four vector groups: one, two, three, and 4. Very important part depend upon the transformer selections. The use of this vector group 1, 2, 3, 4. And second thing, phase displacement and connections. Now group first is the 0 and this is the YY0, DD0 and DZ0. That means YY means star and star, primary star, secondary star, primary delta, secondary delta, and this is our primary delta, secondary zigzag. This is vector group 3 have is mentioned in diagram. Vector group 3 for this 30 lakh. This is our distribution line using of the TY1, star delta 1 and star zigzag. You have see this diagram. First diagram for these are connection of the diagram and termination of the high voltage side and termination of the low voltage side. Symbol DY1. Every transformer is a mention of the symbol DY1, YD1, YZ1. So that's their first is our YZ. That for the YD for star delta 1. This is a symbol of the high voltage star A1, A2, B2 and C2, and these are LV side A2, B2 and C2 and neutral. Those are neutral is connected between the transformer. Now this is a star A2, B2 and C2 and this is the neutral. One is a connected short and neutral and other terminals is open side. In delta connection, all three winding is each other connected. This is the first and this is second. Second connected to first, then second connected to first, and then second connected to first. That is delta connection. This is the connection of diagram. Very important part of this are vector group is a selection of the transformer. What type of the transformers is required. This also depend upon the angle in term of the clock phase. Phase displacement 0, phase displacement 180 is a 6 o'clock, phase displacement is 30 lakh for the 1 o'clock and phase displacement 30 lead is 11 o'clock. Now the transformer is a measurement before transformer using of the Megger test. You have see these are Megger's test. Different Megger is using for the insulation resistance. In the Megger test is the rating of the transformer single phase transformer 220 volt and two phase transformer 440 volts and high rating of voltage 1000 volt and 3.3 kV to up to 33 kV and above. The testing of the insulation, the rating of the Megger test 500 voltage for using of the as per the mentioned 500 volt. Second three is the 1000 volts and 2.5 kV and 5 kV. These are mentioned the voltage in Megger. Megger is the most common insulation test used for the DC insulation tester. Megger has a mega ohm built of DC generator or electrical rectifier. The scale of measurement for a gradually from 0 to mega ohm to infinity. Some of the Meggers are rotor type and digital type. When the connection between the Megger 1.2 terminal to ground, second is a ground, and they applied the voltage. If the insulation is good, the value also is good. These are mentioned Zero measure reading indicate at short circuit or fail insulation. Suppose these are no reading for these are failure insulation. Low measure reading indicate the high leakage current and poor insulation. And high measure reading is the on the outset of suggested insulation generally is good. But further, high voltage test may be necessary confirmed with the capability. Conclusion: mega test is do not reveal weakness of the low clearance dot, air gap, and traces certain corona and impulses resistance strength. Here see those are again what type of the test for necessary. If any equipment or electrical equipment, there are the type test must is a necessary type test development test, that is type test for development to design stages. Reliability test, if any machine equipment are manufacturing that type of necessary of the type test. And then manufacturing to dispatch, if any company manufacturing that type of the routine test is a must necessary. Once the dispatch the product, these are commissioning test after the erection and commissioning. These are commissioning tests are necessary. And operation maintenance using of the maintenance test. There are the four type of the test tests. Type tests are conducted by the first few newly designed prototype equipment of each type test of the capability part of the capability to confirm the assigned rated characteristic of the equipment of that design. Type tests are not conducted every equipment manufactured by the company. Type tests are used and conducted in specially built testing laboratory. Type tests perform uh, recommended of standard IEC and IS. Type tests or routine tests are conducted on new equipment under the laboratory conditions. Reliability: the performance of equipment installation at site is affected by additional stresses in such a variation in ambient temperature, vibration, dust, humidity, repeated operations, maintain the uh, schedule etc. Reliability tests are conducted to verify the reliability of the equipment under various across occurring actual applications. Routine test as a recommendation of the standard IEC and IS, Indian standard and international standard. Routine test dispatch from manufacturing works. Routine test confirm the quality and proper function of the equipment. Yes, function means that is the equipment is the correct working or not working. These are commissioning test. Every equipment after installation at the site verify the specified readiness and proper functioning. That is the commissioning test. If any equipment is just a 1000 kV transformer, commissioning is our actual proper working on load test. 1000 is a 1300 ampere current. Energizing test. These are plant is synchronized with grid or equipment is energy is synchronized on the supply. Synchronized is switch on to live circuit. After these are laying that the condition of voltage frequency and polarity phase sequence, these are satisfied. The switching on the closing the circuit breaker and on the supply load side. This is a very important energized test. Now maintenance test, electric preventive maintenance test as per the requirement. Plant side on equipment, subsystem, plant during the periodic maintenance shutdown. These are APMT plant. These are very important tests testing in equipment related. Definitely 100% of the result for the testing protection for using. Thank you very much. Please like the channel, subscribe the channel, and share the Swaraj Info channel.